where you shouldn't go. Okay? So you read the Quran and you find yourself smoking a reefer. You read the Quran. I heard some of them recently. It blew me away. They were saying, somebody was telling me that, yeah, there's Muslims who believe that, yes, we don't drink alcohol, but when we have occasional celebration, it's all right to take a couple of drinks. See, so what does that mean for me? You're a Muslim by profession, but you don't understand that the same way that you got where you were away from God, you headed down the same path, and you don't even know, because it is thus suggested to you. Now I'll say this: when Moses left the people and went up the mountain to receive the revelation, when he came back down, they were worshiping idols. They found the culprit. It was a Samari. They said, "What the hell?" He said, "Well, I took something from the footsteps of the prophet, and I threw it into the fire. Thus did my mind suggest to me." So what does that say? It's saying there's always going to be, in this world we live in, something suggesting something other than what you should be doing. And you got to struggle with it. And I understand that to be jihad. The first level of jihad is struggling with your own self. Why am I struggling with my own self? Because you have God's spirit and you have man's spirit. Right? And your spirit can be just like a wind swirling around, doesn't know where it's going. But God's spirit is designed to take you to your destiny. So what do I have to do? I have to struggle to get my spirit to keep from doing this anymore and to join God's spirit that's going straight to the destiny. Now, have you ever thought about why do we turn toward the Kaaba when we say our prayer? Because when we say our prayer, we begin our prayer, we symbolically wash all those areas where misinformation comes to us. We wash our hand, right hand first, then the left hand. We wash our mouth, because our mouth we defend. See, hands represent action, right? But we always quick to defend wrong action. So that's what we wash next, the mouth. Then we wash the nostrils, because things come to us through spiritual means. Then we wash the eyes, because what we see can influence us too. We're talking about influencing. Then the next orifice we watch is the ears, and they're always open. We're always here. Like, you know, that song goes, believe half of what you see, but none of what you hear. But I bet you every person here can say somebody told lies on them was totally untrue. And people believed it because they heard it. They never saw anything. They just saw a good person. But it comes back to you that somebody believed you did something dastardly because they just said it. And somebody heard it and they passed it on. 45. Ma'am? You know. So that's I don't want to go any further. I just want to present concepts of group success. Is that the individual has to go through that struggle of putting down that which comes to them that is suggested. Because you know, the last chapter of Quran, now you read the whole Quran and you would think, actually if you read the whole Quran and you embody it, that you out of the woods, huh? The last chapter of the Quran says, seek refuge with the Lord of mankind, the King of mankind, the Judge of mankind, from the whisperer who whispers into the heart. So look at this. He ain't whispering, so you took care of the ears and the eyes and everything. Now this sucker is whispered in your heart. And Muhammad the Prophet warned us. He said, there's a piece of flesh in your body. I don't care if your whole body is right. If it has disease, your whole body is going to be diseased. He said the opposite of that. If that piece of flesh is pure and whole, And the body is not, eventually the whole body is going to be pure and whole. And when they asked what it is, he said it's the heart. Now, wouldn't the shaitan want to whisper in the heart then? Because you know the heart takes blood to every part of the body. Now, here's the doctor. I know he can show you a picture of the body and how the heart reaches every part of the body. So if our heart, our intentions, our aspiration, our leanings are not correct, and I'm talking about individual and group, then eventually nothing we do is going to matter. In the Bible it says, if you build your house on sand, and it doesn't matter how beautiful that house is, when the winds and the storms come and the rain come, the house is going to be washed away. He said, but the one who builds their house on solid bedrock, that house will stand. And the Quran says, when it rains, if it falls on fertile soil, it gives it double increase. Says, but if it just a little bit falls, say that's sufficient for us to produce. So this is where we, in my opinion, brothers and sisters, this is where we are. Either we are right, quote, quote, or they're wrong. Either we're on the right path or we're not on the right path. If we're on the right path, we should recognize that as individuals and as a group, and we should be just like we are in Jumu'ah. Because in Jumu'ah, I'm not permitted to say prayer by myself. I have to stand by that brother that I may have a problem with. You know, and I have to be sincere. If I want my prayer to be accepted, when I stand by him, I have to be sincere. Because what? God says, stand like you're standing as soldiers in battle. And if there's any weak link in the battle, you're going to lose that battle. Everybody has to be sincere if we're going to be successful. And these little petty problems that we may have with each other, that's just what they are, petty. They don't matter in the scheme of things. What matters is that we stand as soldiers, women too. Because my understanding is that the sunnah is for women too, not just the men. So this thing where in other parts of the world where they discourage women from coming to Jumu'ah prayer, I don't think they should be doing that. I don't. Personally, I don't. If the woman wants to go to Jumu'ah prayer, she should be allowed. And women who are working outside the home, we should encourage them to come to Jumu'ah prayer. Because they're getting the same influence we're getting. So I think we're going to change. I think that our position in living the religion is going to change the orientation for Muslims in the whole world. Because the biggest devil experience ever in the history of man, we caught the brunt of it. Malcolm say, they sneeze and we call it cold. When they got sick, we say, what's the matter, boss? We sick? And if we can make it out of that, should we be an example for the whole world? Assalamu alaikum.
I
How can I take you long with it, man?
No, that's great. We just had to make salat, that's all. Alhamdulillah. So we young man, you have any contributions to make?
No.
Really?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Statement and a question.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you know, you were quoting Imam, that was coming back to my mind in editing.
Yes, ma'am.
I like the
Oh,
way-
you're the editor.
Yeah, she's one of the three of us. She, Milton, Fred, yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
The last couple months, I visited churches
Yes.
along with an organization. But I noticed that there's a story that I've heard in more than one place. And it's about a woman, and it kind of puzzles and disturbs me. Rahab, story of the prostitute.
In
the
Christian
Bible.
tradition?
Yeah, and and I said, we don't have anything like that in our Islam, in our Quran.
No, you don't.
And I'm trying to, I think what I'm toiling with is why would the minister dwell on that story? And it's been more than one minister that I've heard that story from.
Right.
Whereas the Quran holds up the woman
Yes,
honor.
right.
So I'm just trying
See,
to...
for me, my understanding is that the Quran comes as the last revelation, and it completes the other books. Kutubun Kayyimat.
Right.
All the books find their upright form in the Quran. So if that concept that's in the Bible that you're talking about, for example, is a true concept and it's revelation, then the Quran would have taken it up.
Right.
Okay.
If the Quran doesn't take it up, then you know. Right. Because we already know the Bible, and I've heard Christians be proud of this, that the Bible is undergoing all these revisions,
Yeah.
additions and revisions.
Right.
They talk proudly of that. Muslims don't talk proudly of that.
No.
We don't want nobody tampering with the Quran. They killed people, hung them, took their heads. Who messing around with the word of God? Because man, one time, you know when that woman, the first woman to lead the Jummah prayer, yeah, Wadu, meaning Wadu, they sent an invitation to the Imam. So he read the invitation in the class to the students. He said, I'm not going. He said, I wrote him and told him I'm not going. He said, and I told them, I'm not going to be part of changing something that's established by our prophet. He said, because if we change what the Quran, we already know, but if we change what the prophet established, whatever we were supposed to come to from the prophet's hadith, I mean his sunnah, we won't reach it. You know, who am I to change? He's the prophet of God. Who am I to change that? Right? If the prophet didn't establish that women lead the Jummah prayer, why would I do it? You know, it's like I'm saying I know better than the prophet. And I don't know better than the prophet. Right? I'm part of the prophet's sunnah. That's why I became a Muslim. I'm not trying to change it. I'm trying to live it. The Quran, the sunnah is to be lived. And Imam Muhammad said that's the understanding we should have of the sunnah of the prophet. That it isn't stagnant and closed, it's ever living, it's unfolding. We're living the Quran, reading the Quran, and look at his wife's comment. See the scholar. One of the best scholars among the Prophet's Sahaba was his wife, Aisha. Yeah. She said, listen to the language. This is for us. He was the Quran living. So how do we follow the Prophet? We got to live the Quran. And if we live the Quran, we are living the Sunnah. Because this Sunnah was the Quran. And how do we check Hadith? With Quran, don't we? Yes, sir.
That's something.
I like my son.
You know, I got to make sure, but if we study the last sermon of the prophet, he was the seal of everything. So that's why the prophet came, because the Bible, because I'm from the church. But once I heard the Quran, I still go to church. But I take them the message that I got from the Quran, because everything that I was looking for in the church, that I was going to get after I die, I could get it in Islam and I'm still living.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we don't worry about the Bible, because we know where it came from. We know where it came from, and we know where it is going. But we as Muslims, the Prophet say this is the book for the last people who get this message. We were the last one to get Islam. So we holding everybody else up.
Yeah. Islam. And how are we holding them up? We hold them up because we still trying to work our thinking, our plan. You know, the Christians gave us said let go and let God. If God revealed the Quran and is the final revelation, then what we should do is check ourselves, correct ourselves, and live the Quran individually, in group. You know, I guess that must be hard. It has to be hard to correct my own self. I can forgive everybody. I can't forgive myself. I can blame everybody, but I don't blame myself. You know, when you got problems between human beings, it's more than one that's the problem. And maybe the one that think they know is the one that's the real problem. So what I should do, and I'm really checking myself now, is I should think about what am I doing that's not what the Prophet would have done. Imam gave this beautiful picture. Imam Muhammad said, when anything comes to you, any suggestion, a call somebody made, whatever it is, and you got to make a decision about doing something, he said you should contact the Quran or contact Muhammad the Prophet. He said it should be just like you got your phone. You get that suggestion, you got to make. He said, Assalamu alaikum Quran. Such and such has asked me to do this, such and such. Should I do a Quran? Hell no. Then the next time, I ain't seen it in the Quran, but I'm thinking about what the Prophet did. Somebody said, yes. Yes, we can do that. He says that's what we should do, but we don't do it, do we? Because we already been told your opinion matters. Everybody. See, that's why, to me, that's why Shura doesn't work like it should. Because everybody want to come into Shura and want to give their opinion. Now, what we really should do is say, okay, you can give your opinion, but you got to give the Quran that supports it, and you got to give Sunnah of the Prophet that supports it. Now, I think if we did that, a lot of those opinions are not going to even be brought up. But we're not going to do that. People have to police themselves. Muhammad the Prophet didn't have a standing police. He didn't have standing police. We got to police ourselves. And what is our police? What is our police agency? The Quran and the way of the Prophet. And don't get fooled. If they bring me what is the way of the Prophet and it's not checked out by the Quran, you can take that and stick it in the trash can. I ain't following that either. I don't care what kind of name you put on it. If it don't jive with Quran, I read Quran. When I was in Milwaukee, it was just one person. They were right, but it was just funny how they said it. They would say, well, the problem is people not reading their Quran. I read my Quran. Biggest devil in the place. But they were right what they were saying. Read your Quran. And you have a way to check even your own self. Quran says stand on the truth no matter who hurt, even your own self. Now that's hard, isn't it? That's real hard. But I'm going to tell you all in Miami, I'm thinking about moving to Miami. When I see what's going on here, I'm not new to Miami. Some of you all don't know me. I'm not new to Miami. I know, but I was born and raised in Florida. I was asking Imam Nasser, we got out the car, we drove up. I said, now what season is this day? Is this fall or summer? What is this? And the brother said, this is Miami, brother. So y'all a little arrogant down here. You know, I know you got all this nice weather except when the hurricane comes. But that's once in a blue moon, as they say. But for the most part, you come to Miami, Imam Nasser tell us how when you first came down here, everybody on the plane had on overcoats. And when the plane was pulling, they looked out and all people had on short pants. They thought they were just joking around. He said that when they got off the plane, they saw how nice it was. Everybody jerking the clothes off. That's Miami. So the brother's right. Do you have changing seasons here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do? Huh? What is it?
Maybe about a month or two.
No. What is it called?
Winter.
Hold up.
It's called a fluke.
Okay, so, all right, so how would you know it's winter?
It's cool.
What's cool?
60.
60?
60, yeah.
60?
I think you might get 50.
60 degrees?
You might
Can't
get
tell by our
55.
leaves.
You might get 50.
You can't look at the leaves and tell. That doesn't tell us anything.
The calendar.
The calendar.
Yeah.
We look at the meteorologist on channel.
Oh my goodness.
No humidity today.
Oh, no. Yeah. And my wife likes the beach too, my Lord. I might have to move to Miami.
And you can go me and me carry 5 to 7 miles in the mornings.
Oh, y'all do 5 to 7 miles in the morning? Well, that's good.
Yes, we do.
I love that.
I I've been out my life, been to the beach about twice.
You've been here all your life and
50 years. I've probably
Been to the beach about once or twice,
maybe
right?
3.
I see.
Maybe 3.
I see.
My beach is right under.
Well, I